Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Sauce. So our 6-day losing streak ended. We had a monster Friday night. Earlier today, Saturday, started off rough. We had a rough 12 p.m. window of games, but it looks like we're bouncing back and we have a ton of stuff left tonight. I'll keep you posted on how we're doing. In this video, we got another division rival here. We're going up to the AFC North. We got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Cleveland Browns. Let's do it.
Welcome to The Sauce. The Sauce. The Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
All right, like I said, we got Cleveland on the road in Cincinnati. The line is Bengals -3. Public is slightly leaning Cincinnati, but the money is pretty much dead even. This is as of Tuesday morning. Yo, check this out though. We got some sketchy line movement here. So the line drops from 3 down to 2.5, even though there's not much Cleveland money in. That's very sketchy. Now look, here we are on Saturday night. All the money has shifted to the Bengals. So I'm gonna have to do it. I haven't broken out the trap stamp in a long time, but
It's a trap.
I'm not falling for it. So let's cap this game. If you subscribe to this channel, you already know the first step. We're running the numbers through the spreadsheet. According to the analytics, the line for this game should be Cincinnati -0.43 points. So a lean towards the Browns there, a 2-point lean towards Cleveland. Not much, but something. Yo, before I break down this game, I want to start with this weird stat, and I'm not sure what it means. I'm hoping someone in the comments can explain it to me. So check this out. So Baker Mayfield last season, he led the NFL in passing yards when rolling out towards his left. Led the NFL. This year, he has only attempted 6 passes when rolling out to his left. Is it his shoulder? Is it not fully healed? Does he not have a full range of motion? I have no clue. It's so weird that I don't even know how to incorporate it in the video, so I figured I would just start with that, and hopefully someone in the comments can explain to me. I don't get it. Lead the league last year, only 6 pass attempts on the entire season this year rolling out to the left. Hopefully someone can explain that to me. All right, so let's run through a quick breakdown of this game, and we'll start with Cincinnati. And last week, wow. All right, last week. How deep into this Jets loss should we look? Because you got the Bengals, right? You got a road game against the Jets, pinned against the Ravens game and the Browns game, possibly your 2 biggest games of the season, right there with a road game against the Jets in between. Is that not the biggest flat spot in the history of sports betting right there? It might not be completely fair to make any long-term judgments about the Bengals team based on that game against the Jets, because that was the ultimate flat spot. One thing that did jump out at me though, and this is pointing more to the coaching staff than the Bengals team themselves, the Bengals heading into that Jets game had a season blitz rate of 19.3%. They only came out and blitzed the quarterback 8 times last week, which was well below their average. I don't know if there's anything to that. Again, I think they were expecting the Jets just to run the ball, and Mike White came out and threw the ball 54 times or whatever. I think they were just caught off guard and not ready. Basically, what I'm saying is I think the Bengals are going to bounce back and be fine. I think we're going to see a close resemblance to the Bengals team we've seen this whole year, and we're going to realize that Jets game was an outlier. It was embarrassing. Speaking of embarrassing though, Cleveland's coming off a bad loss themselves, a 15-10 loss to the Steelers, which was just an ugly game all around. All right, Cleveland, where to start with this Browns team? All right, so to be fair to the Browns, we need to start with, this team's been rocked with injuries for 2 or 3 weeks now. And I mean really rocked, maybe one of the worst injury situations I've ever seen on an NFL team. They're finally getting close to being back to normal now. There's still a bunch of questionables on the roster, but at least we're going to see something that resembles the Cleveland Browns team this week. One thing about the Browns this year that I don't get, is this not the most predictable offense of all time? You know the Jets. You know the Browns only have 10 completions of 20 yards or more this entire season, and 3 of those 10 came in week 1 against the Chiefs. This team, they run the ball. They do not take shots down the field. Plain and simple, they don't do it. You know why this game against the Bengals is a real good time to break that trend, Stefanski? Listen up, Stefanski. That's one of the Bengals' weaknesses. They're not great against the deep pass. So it's time to buckle up, Kevin Stefanski. Buckle up, and it's time to dial long distance with Baker Mayfield in this game. Let's talk some positive notes for the Cleveland Browns, and there are a few. We'll start with the Bengals run game. Cincinnati can't run the ball. They're towards the bottom of the league, averaging just 3.7 yards per carry on the season. Cleveland, on the other hand, tied for first, allowing just 3.5 yards per carry. So you know the Bengals are going to be forced to beat Cleveland through the air, and Cleveland's pass rush, top 3 in the league. They're loving that. They're loving knowing that the Bengals are going to have to drop back to pass a lot. And I want to say one more thing here. The public needs to chill on the Browns a little bit. All of a sudden, they've lost 3 of their last 4, and people are ripping on the Cleveland, calling them frauds. You've got to see how many injuries this team has had. 1. 2, have you looked at their recent schedule? This team lost an absolute shootout, 47-42, in LA against the Chargers, a game they should have won. Then they lost to Arizona, who was unbeaten at the time. Wait, are they still unbeaten? No, they were unbeaten at the time. Then they play the Denver Broncos at home on Thursday night, which was a rough game, but they had a whole backup team in there, and they won that game, by the way. Cleveland won that. And then they lose to a division rival, Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, that game sucked, but again, they're still so hurt. It's a really rough stretch of schedule for the Browns right here.
What's up, guys? It's the Prop Beaver.
It's the Prop Beaver.
And I'm here with my best play for this divisional AFC North matchup. Let's get into it. Joe Mixon started off the season hot in his first 4 games. The guy was averaging 20 carries per game, and he was averaging 88.25 yards on the ground. But if we're looking at some recent play and his involvement in this offense, there are definitely some concerns here. I mean, let's just go ahead and look at some recent play. Mixon over the past 4 games is averaging only 13.5 carries, yeesh, and he's only averaging 56.5 yards. That is not good news for the starting running back of your team, and the news is not going to get any better this week against Cleveland. This Cleveland defense is 3rd in rushing yards allowed per game, 1st in rushing yards per carry per game, and they have proven all year long that they are a brick wall up front. You cannot run on this team. And if we're talking about a guy like Joe Mixon, who isn't really averaging anything impressive in terms of yards per carry, I think that the Cleveland Browns defense is going to shut this guy down. With the Bengals really failing to establish a run the entire season, and the numbers for Joe Mixon decreasing and decreasing and decreasing almost every single week, I love Joe Mixon under 60.5 yards rushing this week. That is my play for this game, but honestly, might be a strong play for me in general tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow, guys, I'm going to be dropping my top 3 prop plays at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So if you want to go ahead and you want to see those, they're free. No, don't got to pay for nothing. I'm going to be dropping them on my Twitter at AJ Bascone. Make sure to follow that for picks, prop news, injury updates, everything like that. All right, that's all from the Beaver today. Just remember, guys, if you have any qualms, I don't give a damn.
I am fading the public. I'm taking Cleveland here. Give me the Browns plus 2.5. And please leave all of your "you're an idiot" comments right there. And then after I win, make sure you come back and delete those like you always do. Yo, I swear I'll get hundreds of comments talking shit. And if I win, they'll all come back and delete them. It's ridiculous. Browns plus 2.5. This one will be on the final ticket. This might even make the top 7 bets. I like this one. Final ticket posted on KyleKirms.com, 11 a.m. Eastern time. I have my bet of the day, parlay of the day, top 7 bets, and every single bet I'm making for the entire day. Make sure you check it out. Also, if there's any crazy last minute changes, injury updates, money chef, line movement, anything like that, make sure you check out my Twitter, Instagram story, and Facebook. I try to keep everyone updated as best I can, so make sure you check those platforms out as well. NFL Week 9 is here. Let's have a crazy Saturday night. So much action. I'm pumped to go watch it right now. I'll talk to you on Twitter. Let's make some money.